Hi Sagittarius, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general messages for the 17th to the 23rd of October. I'm going to be doing a reading similar to what I did last week, where I'm going to be separating the career from relationship. I'm going to be starting with career, so I'm going to timestamp below for the relationship. So if you're not interested in career or finance, anything like that, go look in the description, and just for your convenience, I put the timestamp in there, okay? For the rest of us, let's just get right into this. I'm gonna be pulling from my Halloween tarot, which I use like 2 weeks out of the year each year. They're very, very cute for your crowning messages. I'm gonna be changing it up a little bit. I am gonna throw the Lenormand back in. A lot of you guys have asked me for that, and I'm gonna be doing a Celtic cross spread, which I haven't done in a while, and a lot of you have been asking me to go back to that as well, at least just to mix things up a little bit. It's nice to do the different types of readings sometimes, right? Okay, let's see what we have. So we have the Seven of Ghosts, which is the Seven of Cups. So right now, this has to do with career, first of all, okay, Sag? So this tells me that you might feel like you have too many choices right now. You might be struggling to commit to one thing, wholly so. You might be experiencing a little bit of confusion, not sure if you want to continue doing what it is that you're doing right now. Then we have the Lover's energy, which is Gemini energy. And Gemini energy is the need to make a decision, right? I mean, that's what it means. And more than anything, right? You're at this place where you need to make a decision in partnership, or where you want to work, how you want to work. Do you want to go solo? Do you want to take on a partner? Whatever it is. But it's this need, this understanding that something needs to be decided, and whoever you're deciding with needs to be on board with it, or you go it alone. That's the kind of energy, okay? So making that decision. Do you want to keep doing what you're doing? Do you want to get a new business partner? Whatever it is. Maybe you're trying to decide between a couple of different things here. So there is a little bit of confusion. Because with the Seven of Ghosts, it's like you know what's going on with 5, but you don't know what's going on with 2. So it is the Scorpio energy, right? I mean, it's a Venus in Scorpio, and Venus has to do with money and feeling good about being involved in something. And Scorpio is all about transformation, right? So you might be transforming how you know, the version of yourself, who you are in your career, and you're just not sure if you want to maintain where it is that you are right now. So then we have the Three of Ghosts, which would be equivalent to the Three of Cups. And this is about a circle of support, and this being with people who you really enjoy. There's a little bit of a celebratory vibe going on here, really enjoying your colleagues, or enjoying whatever it is that you're doing. Like if you're working at home, really enjoying it. Whatever it is you are enjoying, yet you're just not sure if you want to fully commit to it for the long term, is what I see. And then we have the Page of Bats, which is the Page of Swords. And we have this energy. First of all, there can be some gossip that you're dealing with right now. People who don't know how to mind their own business. But this is also the truth coming out about something. So the truth of a situation coming out. So you may be in a space of starting to get really honest with yourself. Like, I don't know, like I feel like I need to decide something. Do I want to continue doing this? Do I want to do it in a different way? Do I still want to be with these people, even if you enjoy them? Or you just really loving the idea of moving in a different direction? But it's all about a decision that definitely needs to be made, reflective of a truth that's coming out right now. So that truth could be something that somebody is telling you, because it's a page, so a truth being delivered about something within your career, or a truth that's hitting you that's going to end up, but like via an epiphany or something, that's going to incite a new cycle in your life, because it's a page, and pages are new cycles. So let's see what's going on with the Lenormand. Okay, so you're very focused on foundation, on being firmly grounded, firmly rooted. I don't blame you for that. Let's see what's necessary. Okay, we have as above, so below. This is about feeling grounded, feeling rooted, paying attention to how you feel in something, Sagittarius, and not doing something just for the paycheck, not doing something just for the glam and the glitz of it, or how it makes you seem to other people. I'm not suggesting that you would do that, but you guys are such a you guys are the philosophical sign, right? You guys are the higher mind. You're the most moral sign. So you have to really resonate with what it is that you're doing. At the same time, your freedom is very, very important to you, as is your strong foundation. So you're really going to be in this space of being very introspective of, do you feel good about what you're in? Is it bringing you what you need? externally so that you could feel good internally, right? It truly is the as above, so below energy. Very patient. So this could be patiently waiting. This could be any patient, because this is a career read. This could be any patient male in your life. If you are a male Capricorn, male Sagittarius, I'm sorry, male Sagittarius, this could be you. This could be somebody's partner. If you're a female Sagittarius, this could be your husband who's just really supportive right now, or a son, a brother, a father. This could be a boss, any sort of colleague, any male. But somebody is very patient in this energy, very patient, recognizing that you need to go through something. Now, again, this could just be you recognizing, what do you need for foundation? What do you need for all of that? And there's something that you're missing, something that you're not seeing. And this is a good energy, though, because if you pay attention, you might think you have figured everything out, but there's something still that you have to learn. You know, those of you who know that you guys are the south node of the moon right now know that this 2-year period, well, year and a half, 18 months, that started at the end of May, Sag is the south node of the moon. It's about, if you're not 100% on the right path in a certain part of your life, life's just going to come in and say, all right, you need to release something because it's time for you to learn something new. There's something that you're not seeing, or there's something that a belief that you need to release that you haven't been able to really identify up to now. This is something that we're all going to be going through in our Sagittarius part of our life, but especially Sagittarians, because you are the south node of the moon, especially for those of you who are Sagittarius risings and your natal south node is in Sag, where you're having your nodal return. Yeah, you're going to be feeling it big time. So not to confuse those of you who don't know your birth chart, but it's enough to just know that you're being asked to look at something differently, a little more deeply. If you do, you're going to have whatever it is that you're going after. But there is something that has been escaping you. Either you've been too stubborn in a certain area, or you haven't been, or maybe you've been too accepting or too open in a certain area with a certain person. We have good news coming in for you. Now, that could be coming in the way of a text message, email, phone call. If you've been waiting for some sort of response, it does indicate that one is going to be coming in. Then we have the patient woman. So there's definitely, we have this idea here. I'm going to drop it down here, but normally the Lenormand is done in a straight row, but you get the idea. So the woman is looking at this communication coming in and recognizing that something needs to be looked at more deeply. So this female could be you, if you're a female Sagittarius. If you're a male, this could be your female partner, or honestly, sister, mother, female employer, employee, whatever. But there's an element of patience here that's going on as somebody sort of figures out what it is that they need to move forward in something having to do with career. So there's going to be an argument with the birch broom, either you to them to you, and then there's going to be this mask wearing kind of energy, which is feeling one way on the inside, acting another way on the outside, as we cross the bridge to find a meeting of the minds. So somebody may be playing somebody at their own game. Something is over here. Okay. Let me just pull one more. Okay. Yeah. So there's definitely change going on in your career without a question. There's no question. You may be getting a different, you may be confused here, right? Because when we pulled the Halloween, it did indicate that you had options. You may be having options now. You may be getting some offers, or some ideas are brewing in your mind about maybe getting into something else. You're not jumping. I don't see there being a lot of impulsivity. There is this idea initially of people trying to be patient, but then there's this inevitable argument, and somebody saying their walk may not be matching their talk as far as the mask energy goes. But the mask could also be, again, playing somebody at their own game. If you feel like somebody is trying to be manipulative within the workplace, or having to do with some sort of business negotiation, because then we have the bridge, and the bridge is meeting each other halfway. It's often meeting each other halfway to sign some paperwork, to sign on the bottom line for the sale of that house, that investment, that business, whatever it is, that job application, that employee application, whatever it is. all right? But all of this, there is some sort of redemption needed. There is an ending here. This is the Christ card. He got nailed to the cross for our sins. So there is this idea of redemption. So what this tells me, Sagittarius, is you've been doing something having to do with money, having to do with finances, if not directly with your career, in a way where you've been having to dig somebody out of something, where you've been having to take the heavy load. You've been having to do a lot of the work. You've been having to carry the heaviest part of something. And it's time for there to be redemption. And the only way for there to be redemption is for something to be ended, so that you can really embrace your creativity. Because this is the child. The child is a Leo energy, which is the fifth house. And the fifth house is where we create. It's entrepreneurial energy. It's what do you really love to do? Go after that. And don't even waste your time doing something that's not making you feel good. Some of you may be specifically changing jobs. Obviously, if we go literal, because you're having a child or because you have many children, something like that. But I really am understanding this as you making a decision, you ending something, a way of working something, so that you can really embrace your creativity. Feel like, though, it's almost like you're having this slow realization. What do I need to feel steady and secure and happy? Really feel viscerally happy. What's missing from my life, right, with the well? And then, you go online and you're looking around, you're like, that's what I want to be doing. So patient, though. I feel like you do have some patient people in your life, maybe a friend, maybe a sibling, it doesn't matter. But you might be arguing with yourself or with somebody else. But this is about, for the moment, playing somebody at their own game, doing what you have to do, putting the face on at work until you could set your ducks up in the row that need to be, however everything needs to be, in order for you to finally jump forward into this new path, this new beginning, this new business, this new project, this new investment, whatever it is. So you're basically not showing all of your hands just yet, which is a smart thing. Okay, so that's what we have. Long Lenormand read, guys. I never know how it's going to go. So if you see that sometimes some of the signs are as much as 10 minutes longer. And it's just because if the cards tell me to keep going, I have to keep going. All right. So let's see what's going on. With the Light Seer Tarot, I'm going to be using the Light Seer Tarot for the career Celtic cross spread. Let's start off by seeing what is happening right now for our Sagittarius brothers and sisters. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Knight of Pentacles, right? This is the situation that's going on right now. This is somebody, you're dealing with somebody who's very stubborn, who's maybe not very hardworking. Again, going back to that idea where it's like, why do I have to carry the bulk of the load kind of thing? So feeling very much in that space. But what's happening to influence you for better or worse? We have the Magician in the reverse. So the Magician in the reverse is feeling very scattered in your energy, feeling like there's resources being wasted. You just don't feel fulfilled. This is like an unfulfilled potential. Definitely not doing what it is that you're meant to ultimately be doing if you're resonating with this. This is very, very clear to me. Like you're not in something that's really speaking to your soul, that's making you feel good. It's making you feel like you're in the right space. All right, so let's see what we get for your hopes and your goals. We have the Fool. So the Fool is about carelessness and apathy and being unprepared, being absent, something not being clear, a path being very muddled in front of you. So as a hope and a goal right now, you're not able to see it full formed. That's what this tells me. Now, any of the reversals can absolutely be pulled upright. It's energy, right? And in the upright, the Fool is about fresh hope and a new path and a new beginning, but you can't quite see it yet. Or you may not be able to take opportunity with it just yet because you have these other responsibilities and you can't just up and leave like that, right? It doesn't work like that in life, in reality. You don't wake up one day and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I mean, I suppose you can, but I'm just saying, it does seem like whoever's resonating with this, there is a reason. Perhaps it's responsibility having to do with family. It could be a number of things, but things are very muddled, and you're feeling very apathetic, though you're not into whatever you're doing right now, but you can't quite move forward yet. All right, so your goals are there. You're formulating them, but you can't bring them into fruition just yet. Now, as far as your recent past goes, we have the Page of Cups. So in the Page of Cups, I mean, this tells me that there was some sort of work that you were doing that you really loved, and you were in a cycle that you really loved. Once upon a time, maybe before COVID hit, whatever it was. But let's look beneath the history that contributed to the situation. We have the Strength energy. This is you loving yourself. This is you having self-respect, being brave, really wanting to embrace your creativity, because this is a Leo energy, doing something with heart. You might just be like pulled so strongly, Sagittarius, to do your own thing. And even if you're working for a large company, to do something more in your own way, to put your own creative spin on it, to do something in a way that resonates with you differently and better than how you're doing it. For many of you, it is going to be indicative of going out on your own, because that definitely, the Strength again is Leo. Leo is that 5th house energy. That's always one of the houses I look at to assess, how well someone is positioned to open up their own business, right? And so this is a very good energy, I think. So let's see what's going on in the near future. Temperance, good. This is good. So I like this because this is about compromise and balance and understanding that you need to be patient and having self-control regarding the situation. Handling things with moderation, not being very flippant, not being very impulsive. So this is good. I do like that. Okay, and now let's see what your attitude and perspective is right now. The 9 of Wands in reverse is about just feeling like whatever negativity you've been feeling, you could feel the tinges of it ending, right? It's like isolation ending. You having faith in what it is that you want to do. You even being willing to defend what you want to do, because you may be in a space of having to defend. No, I want to just I want to go buy an island and open up a B&B in the middle of nowhere, or whatever it would be. That would be such a Sagittarius thing to do. Let me travel across the world and do something fabulous. Very Sagittarius. But you may be in a space of having to defend yourself to family, friends, but you feeling this relief at the same time, this lifting. You feeling, even if you can't put anything into play, it's like the idea and just thinking about doing something different makes you feel nice. It makes you feel lifted. It's like what you think about at night to help put you to sleep is what life could be like for you on the other side of that. Now let's see what the opinions of those close to you are. Oh, nice. We have the 10 of Cups. This is about family contentment, total love and support. So whatever idea you're having, you may be in a space initially of having to defend yourself, but I don't see you staying there. I see you having really supportive people in your life, Sagittarius. If your partner's not, maybe your partner isn't, but everybody else is. But I do see this idea of total love, total support, it kind of being this, whatever you need, I have your back kind of energy, having to do with career. Now, your inner emotions, your hopes and fears, we have the 2 of Swords, which is, you're afraid or you're hoping, right? Either one, it doesn't matter. There's got to be some compromise, and it's time to make a decision. And that could generate some anxiety in the strongest of the constitutions, right? I mean, but that is definitely what you're feeling. You're feeling like, all right, you know what? I know I don't want to do that anymore. I have all these wonderful ideas. I know I could taste what I want to do. It's right there. I just have to go through all of the steps. I know I have to be patient. I know I can't have it right now, but I have the support I need. I just have to pull the trigger, and I have to just start moving this forward with a little more intention. All right, perfect. I love it. We get the Sun reverse. And say, Sun reverse, what? Yes, remember the Sun is still very positive in the reverse. It simply means not yet. That's it. There's delayed gratification. This is still 100% positive, just not yet. There's some steps involved before you can have this. Before you can have the material happiness, before you can have that joyous outcome and that success. There's got to be this this temporary hold. Some of you may even struggle with a little bit of anxiety or depression right now because of the waiting. Please don't let that overwhelm you. This is just all part of the process. So really good. Definitely changing, moving in a different direction. You're moving in a different direction that honors your creativity, that you end up liking who you are, and you like who you are in your work, and you just feel really good about it. And maybe you felt really good about what you do now, but you don't feel so good anymore. There's been change. So yeah, there's definitely a moving on there. So Sagittarius friends, I hope this was helpful for you in some way. If you're not sticking around for a relationship, have a fabulous week, and I will see you next time. Okay, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus for relationships. Okay, we have the Hermit. Okay, so some of you in relationships, some of you may be dealing with a Virgo, but this is about going within for clarity and a quest for personal truth and what it is you really want, spiritual illumination. So for some of you, this could be you're going it alone right now, and that is your rightful path to go it alone right now for whatever reasons. You may be single, healing from something. Others of you may be in a relationship that is private, where it's some sort of affair. We say, I'm not judging. I'm just saying you might be in some sort of relationship that not everybody knows about, and you're working on your relationship in private. If that's not the situation too, I often think too, the Hermit energy could be you and a partner having some real problems, and you guys aren't talking to anybody about it, and you're just trying to focus on fixing things between the two of you. Like your friends don't really know what's going on, your family doesn't really know what's going on, keeping things very, very undercover, under wraps right now. And then we have the Death card. Okay, so big changes, endings, time to move on. This does indicate a rebirth, a transformation, right? Because this is Scorpio energy, and Scorpio's modern ruler is Pluto, which is about transformation. My goodness, we look at all of the major arcanas here. We have the Devil energy. So the Devil has to do with addiction, greed, envy, materialism, obsession, sexual lust, deflection, gaslighting, any sort of narcissistic tendencies, depression and anxiety, unchecked and untreated. Anything that could end up inciting, as I always say, this level of imbalance within a relationship. So maybe somebody's partying too much, somebody's irresponsible with money, somebody just can't stop cheating, it could be a whole host of things. It doesn't mean cheating definitely, at all, but that's just one of the things that it could mean. And then we have the Seven of Imps, which is the Seven of Wands energy. And this is you being in a space of feeling very self-defensive, very much protecting against some sort of competition. And this can often come up when we feel like we need to compete against somebody in our partner's life, like their past, like an ex or somebody that's after them now kind of thing. But it can also just be feeling defensive within the confines of your relationship, where you naturally have perhaps a rivalrous type of dynamic within your relationship, and you're in the space of feeling the need to defend why you feel what you do, why you're, what's going on. So it's definitely a challenging energy. There is no question about it. Now, for those of you who are single, you may be in that hermit mode where you're just doing you right now because something has ended, and you're very much working on transforming yourself. Perhaps you're transforming this Devil energy. Maybe you're working on some sort of healing of an addiction or of some unhealthy behavior, unhealthy self-concept, really trying to do the work. And you might be in the space of just defending yourself and defending yourself to yourself and really doing some very challenging but very beneficial self-growth right now. Absolutely. Now, others of you who are single, you may be going through all of that and very much kind of like working on accepting the ending of something, accepting the devil energy in somebody else, accepting the fact that all you ever did was defend yourself in that connection. But yet you have the struggle of saying like, but why do I still desire them? Or why, because, and I know people don't like when I say this, but this is psychology, guys, okay? If you're completely over somebody, they not only do they not even really enter your consciousness, but you feel nothing when you talk about them. So if you're still feeling angry or bitter or screw them or I can't stand them or I'll never go back there again, where you feel your blood starting to elevate, there is still something that you have not healed. And that's okay. We're not robots. It's more like an onion process, right? We have to walk with it as it slots off of us, throughout our life. So that is what I see as far as the crowning energies go. Let's pull some Lenormand and see what comes out for relationships. Okay. Magnifying glass. Anchor. Fish. Heart. Snake. Choice. Messenger. Clock. Owls, wise message coming in. Message from the other side. Get the wow. Okay. A couple of signs have gotten this. So, meaning this very strong energy that does indicate to me that somebody from the other side who loves you very much is right there energetically. So if you're seeing repeating numbers, if you suddenly feel cold, if you suddenly feel hot, if you suddenly smell things that are very different, if you hear songs, if you just start getting flooded with very crystal clear random memories of a time, you need to pay attention to that. There's definitely a message of protection coming in for you. Absolutely. It's very timely and it's going to help you make this decision that you need to make, having to do with a very, very toxic energy. Because the bottom line is, as you look at this relationship more closely, you're realizing that what you have to offer is just not enough for this person. And, when it comes to the heart is the shape of happiness. It is the shape of love. It is the shape of peace. And there's something that will never be good enough for this person, that somebody that you're dealing with. Cross watchers, I'm sorry, that's what the Lenormand is saying. So maybe, we need to look at ourselves and just be really honest. But I do see that upon further review, upon close inspection, you're realizing that what's necessary to feel grounded and rooted and just offering yourself as you are in all of the amazing that you are, and to just be loved for who you are, everything that you are right now, no more, no less. Somebody seems to be very deceptive when you show up with any sense of authenticity. So now it's time to make this decision and move on, because the clock is ticking and somebody is going to be sending you some strength and heavy messages from the other side right now, Sag, honestly, to just end this cycle, because that's what this is. You got to end the cycle, whatever cycle it is. Now, obviously, that doesn't mean every Sagittarius is going to be like getting divorced, breaking up. We have ebb and flow cycles within very long relationships. You marry 20, 30, 40 years, there's an ebb and flow in it, absolutely. But there's some sort of very unhealthy something going on within a connection here that needs to be released. Absolutely. Now, for those of you who are single, I do feel like, again, not to repeat myself, but there may be something that you are holding on to. So if it's not a past relationship, maybe it's just some sort of toxic patterning from your childhood. Remember, Chiron is still going to be retrograde until the middle of December. So it's in Aries, which is that first house, right? So, so it's really, we're all going to be kind of looking in the rearview mirror saying, why do relationships go the way they do? Good, bad, and indifferent. Why, why? What's it all about? What's going on? We're all going to kind of be going through that. No, we should anyway. Hopefully you're opening yourself up to the energy. Okay, so let's use the crystal visions for the Celtic cross. Okay, let's see what's happening now. Oh, wow, the Lover's energy needing to make a decision. You need to make a decision having to do with the relationship. Are you both going to be in it together? Are you both going to be doing it? The Lover's energy is not running off into the sunset. The Lover's energy is looking at each other and saying, we have issues. Okay, are we equally committed to working through these issues together? Because if we are, we're going to have the blessing and the help of Archangel Raphael, the luminary of the sun, and we're going to be able to work it out. Okay? That's, for many of you, it's going to be that. For others of you, the decision you're making is to love yourself more and to not allow yourself to be exposed to any kind of toxicity. Because remember, the Lover's energy is Gemini. Gemini is the twins. It's two sides. So it's literally loving self and realizing this might hurt, but this is what I need to do. The key here is making a decision in love. And then we have the Three of Wands is what's influencing you for better or for worse. So the Three of Wands is this idea of teamwork, this idea of being able to expand with somebody. Are they willing to put in the hard work with you? Are they willing to be a team player with you in the way that's necessary to grow this, right? So that's, for better or for worse, whatever the answer to that is. That's what's crossing. So let's see what the hope or the goal is of this. Interesting, right? We have the Seven of Cups energy. Seven of Cups is having too many choices, some sort of commitment issue. But having choices, it's more this idea of choices. It's this idea of confusion. But it's the choices. It's sort of knowing, but not really. And keep in mind, the Seven of Cups is a Venus and Scorpio energy. So Venus being the love, Scorpio about transformation. So you're very focused on wanting to transform a relationship. There's no question. Venus and Scorpio, that's what that means. However, you don't have all the information. You're not sure if you're wearing rose-colored glasses. You're not sure how you feel 100%. How do they feel 100%? Because there can be this idea of potential commitment issues in the mix here. So it's just something to be mindful of, right? But it is this idea of wanting to transform, which would be the ultimate goal. But along with that comes a bag of stuff. Meaning, I don't know, are they going to be able to commit? Am I going to be able to fully commit? Am I going to be able to give them what they're looking for? Are they going to be able to give me what I'm looking for? Are they going to suffocate me? Are they not? It depends. And the reason I'm saying that is because Sagittarians, the archetype, obviously it depends what else you have in your chart. If you're a Cancer rising, Scorpio rising, it depends. I'm just talking about Sagittarius right now. They need some freedom in relationships. Sagittarius and Gemini, they need this space. So, you may be in that space of saying, I really care about them. I definitely want to transform this, but am I going to be able to breathe? And am I going to be able to give them what they're looking for as well? It's kind of like that space of reality. Let's see what the recent past says. Five of Swords in the reverse. So this indicates a fair fight taking place after a very troubling time and some sort of truth coming out. So somebody being caught. This can literally be somebody got caught cheating, somebody got caught lying, somebody got caught saying something about you, or you got caught saying something about them to a member of the family or friends or something, right? Now this is the recent past, okay? Now beneath the history that contributes to the situation, we have the Devil energy, yeah. So there could be, the whole reason that all this happened could be because of some sort of shady behavior or some sort of imbalance. Again, we have its addiction, its greed. It could be envy, materialism, sexual lust, being hyper-focused on money, being hyper-focused on too much of the wrong thing. So that could certainly be what incited the history of the situation, this level of imbalance. But let's see what's going on in the near future. We have the Hangman, so there's some confusion here, but there is wisdom. There is this idea of feeling this sense of, all right, if I go back into this, will I be sacrificing myself? But this is about getting a different perspective and just not really doing anything right now. So again, going back to those of you who are single, I don't see this being a situation where you've been single for a really long time, unless the reason that you've been single for a really long time is because you have commitment issues. And maybe you like to party too much, or you like to play around too much, but you may be getting into this space now where it's like, I need to really rethink this now. Okay, it was a phase in my life. That's what I did. Some of you are going to resonate with this. And it's like, all right, let me take a breather here. Let me not do anything for a minute. And let me just try to gain some clarity. Because remember, the Hangman is Neptune, right? Neptune rules that 12th house of the subconscious. So it's realizing things, deep under the surface. Like, also this idea of, did you feel like in the relationship you had to martyr yourself? Did you feel like in the relationship you were somehow, victimized? You might have been. You definitely might have been. I'm not saying that you haven't been, but that might be, adding to the confusion for you. Because as I always say, the Hangman energy being a Neptune card, it's like trying to look at life through a dirty window. We can see through dirty windows, sort of, but we can't see clearly. We can't see everything. We're just not sure. So that really can definitely be how you're going to be feeling in the near future. But your attitude, your perspective right now is the Knight. It's the Knight of Wands. Sagittarius. I'm just laughing because that's a very lusty and free-spirited energy. You're feeling very creative. You're feeling very confident. You're feeling very sexy. You're feeling very passionate. Again, because this is your attitude and your perspective. It's not like you meeting somebody right now. So you may be just like ready to, just to go out and meet somebody new. Even though you might be nursing some pain, you're just ready to feel good. Ready to feel good. And then we have the opinions of those close to you. We have the Ten of Swords, complete and painful ending, hitting the rock bottom of something. So this could certainly be your partner, if there is one. This could be close friends and family saying, okay, listen, they have hit the rock bottom of something and maybe it's time for, I'm just keeping it real, it could be like a little bit of an intervention that's necessary here, because this is a Mercury and Virgo energy, right? Mercury rules Virgo, first of all, but Virgo is the landlord of the 6th house of health, mental, physical, and emotional health. So, and when we have Mercury, and then Mercury does rule the everyday. So it's this idea of one sword at a time over time, creating this pain that stressed your mental state, your physical state, how it was that you were able to control yourself. So the devil could be, maybe you're partying too much, you're spending too much money, you're doing something too much, and it might be, for some of you, it's going to be family and friends saying, all right, Sag, like, let's stop and let's just talk about this for a minute. Is this really in your best interest? Because, it's okay to be upset and go off on benders and, whatever, but there comes a point where maybe we have to look at why we're doing that and maybe change our direction a little bit. For others of you, it is definitely the ending of at least a cycle of a relationship, but you feeling kind of pretty sure about it, pretty sure. Not to say you're not having pain, but you feel like it is definitely the right decision. It's going to resonate with some of you. Now, your inner emotions, your hopes and fears, the Hierophant energy, either you're afraid of getting married or somebody else is afraid of getting married. This is the idea of traditions and being conventional, expectations, needing to conform. So this is working on your inner emotions, in your hopes and your fears. So some of you are actually hoping to get into a healthy connection and get married. Others of you, you're dealing with an energy that just doesn't want to get married, that just wants to play around and do other things and not give you the commitment that you're ultimately looking for. And the final outcome is the Page of Wands, which is a new connection. a new passion. Now, because it's page, this could be a new cycle, but I'm really more prone to say it does look like somebody new is coming in, to be honest. Somebody new that's very attractive, that you're very kind of moved by. Somebody who has a great imagination, somebody who's very creative, somebody who's fresh and exciting for you. Now, this is what I see. Pretty specific message. Guys, please don't try to make it fit if it's not your message, but yeah, for sure. Pretty clear. Let's pull some oracles, and then I will let you guys go about your day. Okay. Okay, we'll pull some 4 Island Time Wellness. Let's see what's going on here. The runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, listening to ego. Yeah. That's what we were saying. Acts, breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment. Hammer, sabotage, rebuilding, interrogation, repeat. Always working on it. So that's very like a cyclical kind of thing. You know, I always use that that metaphor of the hammer and the nail. If all you have in your toolbox is a hammer, you're going to treat everything like a nail over and over and over and over again. If you don't figure out how to use other tools, I'm not saying that you guys are, I'm just saying like that ends up being the energy of a lot of relationships. Not only, I mean, a lot of people break up and make up all the time, but if you keep doing the same thing, you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got, kind of thing, you know. And then we have mirroring each other's image, mirroring each other, relationships reflecting our wounds, and being in introspection right now. Yeah, does make sense. Okay, my friends, that is what I have for you. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.